Yeah, but I mean the apparel. We look like we work for some sort of government. We're doing like a sting operation. You know, maybe
I
those
mean,
things where those guys come in and they're like, "Hi, I'm here to speak to a 14-year-old." And we're like, "No, you're going to jail."
you know, I used to love that show. What was the name of the show?
Catch a predator.
To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen.
Yeah, that one.
That I used to watch that shit. I still watch it sometimes on YouTube, and I laugh. I laugh because it's sad for those motherfuckers.
You feel bad for the guys?
No,
I mean, you can
I
be
mean,
real.
no. They get what they deserve. So fuck them. I hope they drop the soap.
Apparently, like I heard in an interview later that Chris Hansen cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
So it would be funny, like if he gets home right to his wife, and then there's this other guy that's kind of like a Chris Hansen type, and he's like, "Hi, so where were you?" or at the girl he's seeing, he goes into the the mistress house, and there's a Chris Hansen type guy like, "Hey, what are you doing here? Don't you have a wife?" "Oh, I'm not coming to do anything." "Also, you didn't tell her in your text messages, I want to go there and lick every part of your body? You didn't say that because we have the prints right here, Chris Hansen." The tables are turned, motherfucker. Who's the bad guy now?
Cheating is so hard. Why people do it? It's going through so many loops, so many lies. It's horrible. I mean, people do it, but
This is why the Brusky Doodles are such an example for the community. You know, we think about cheating. What is that? Doesn't even make sense to us. That's why our women have to be happy and proud of who they have, and fucking behave. Okay, stay in the fucking lane.
you know, I got a
Know your
haircut
place.
yesterday. I got a haircut yesterday,
A word?
and I'm looking at myself in the camera, and this motherfucker did something weird.
Well,
I went to a new guy.
you have, you give me a vibe. I like it that your haircut didn't just eliminate your hair; it just gave it some form.
Okay.
And the vibe that you give me is a little bit like, I mean, the English-speaking, more Americans won't understand the reference, but Carlos Vives vibes.
Okay.
Colombian folk singer. Um, in more in the American, you give me, you know what you give me the vibes? Eastbound and Down, Kenny Rogers, Kenny Powers. You give me a little bit of that vibe.
Okay, I'll take it.
Like,
You know,
classy, but I'll do
I didn't
cocaine out of
watch a
the
lot.
anus of a donkey
Whoa.
in Tijuana.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
happening.
That's a vibe I'm giving you. Okay. I'll take it, I guess. Thank you. I'll take the compliment.
By the way, we're rocking the sunglasses today. I have a horrible sty, which for people that don't
Yeah.
know, a sty is like it's not like, it's literally, a sty is a pimple inside of your eye socket. Imagine that. That's what's happening to my eye right now.
When I first saw you before we started recording, I thought you got into a fight.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And
I-
I'm like, damn, that motherfucker got you good.
I could probably use a fight because a punch in the right place will actually burst the sty that I have. So, I mean, for the people that are watching and not listening, I'll give you a little sneak peek, but it's pretty disgusting. It looks horrible. And yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So
That's
Anyway.
why the look. That's
So
why we have the undercover.
that's why we look like very bad undercover cops, and you look like the Spanish version of Kenny Powers. Have you
Okay.
seen the series?
I saw when it first came out. I saw a couple episodes, but then I stopped watching because I was poor and I didn't have enough money to
Money.
pay for HBO.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is what it is.
I recommend it. Very good show. I really like.
I mean, I'm still poor. I don't have HBO, so
I
I
really like
can't
the.
watch it.
I really like the guy in it. But anyways,
What's his name?
uh, can't remember right now. But everything he does, he's great at it.
In
So
this new setup, I don't have the capacity of going and searching for things.
okay, no,
So maybe I can do it on my phone while
no, it's
you
okay. His name is Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. Yeah, he's didn't he play like the bad guy in Pineapple Express?
Yeah, that was sort of his first, one of his first. He also has like a movie, a cult classic. It's called The Fist, the Fist Way, or yeah, the Foot Fist Way. It's kind of like this. Remember, like Napoleon Dynamite style movie, where he's like a karate instructor, but he's super funny. I mean, he's great. I also saw the movie, the series he did on HBO. Can't remember the name, but he's like a one of those religious types, you know, like gives a sermon,
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
and he really touches on the, religion concert type events. Joel Osteen, for example, this type of characters that profit from the faith of others.
What do you think about I know you touched on it, and I just wanted to know what you thought about it.
I'll touch on it.
What do you think about Napoleon Dynamite? Because I remember watching it and I never got it.
Bro, Napoleon Dynamite, when I watched that movie back in the day though, the first time, I
gotta
don't think
take my undercover
I don't
off.
think I had ever laughed that hard. And I don't know if I've ever laughed that hard.
Okay. I never got it. I never understood.
Yeah, it is one of those weird ones.
Yeah.
Little fun fact, Lindsay, no, not Lindsay Lohan. The other one that's actually doing well from the Disney Channel days. Lizzie McGuire. What's that girl's
Hillary
name?
Duff.
Hilary Duff.
Mm.
Her older sister, who's
She was
also
very good.
yeah, was on
Very good
that.
actress.
Yeah, it was on the Napoleon Dynamite. Super funny. And Napoleon Dynamite is one of those like super weird movies. It's almost like if you could designate a categorization of the movie and you could say it has autism. That movie has autism. Vote for Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
You have Uncle Rico.
That movie came out in 2004. Damn.
I found
20 years ago.
Now that you said it, I'm gonna watch it this week again, just to have some giggles.
What happened to John Hader?
He was on a few movies afterwards, but he kind of just went out of it. He has a twin brother. But yeah, interesting. A lot of the characters in that movie didn't really come back and did other movies. But I love the editing on that movie. I love the simplicity of it, the low budgety-esque of it. And yeah, Napoleon Dynamite, let's go.
Oh yeah, he did that movie with Will Ferrell. That they're both ice skaters.
Oh yeah,
Blades of Glory.
good movie.
Yeah, I mean for the kind of movies that both of them do, yeah, they're good. It's okay. You can laugh. Do you like Will Ferrell?
I do. It is true. There's movies that are over the top, but for example, his classics. I recently saw Step Brothers. It wasn't as good as I thought when I saw it back then, but it's still great. But Talladega Nights, the news anchor one,
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Those are funny. I
Old
love those.
School.
Old School.
Old School is amazing.
You're my
There's a
boy,
few
Blue.
more. There's a few more. Wedding. Well, he's in Wedding Crashers at the end. He's great. Wedding Crashers is amazing. I mean, there's a bunch of movies from back then that I want to watch again, just because they're great.
I did that not long ago. What movie did I watch? I think it was Scarface. that it came back on Netflix, and I told my girlfriend, I'm like, oh, let's watch it. She has never seen it. I'm like, it's very good. Dude, the acting was so bad, and I ended up taking it off. Like I couldn't watch the whole thing because it was cringy. I mean, it's still a good movie. I
Unpopular
got the point.
opinion, but
Mhm.
I'm with you actually on this one. I mean, I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I think I enjoy it more than you. I would finish it. But I think it's also a thing of the time. You see movies from the 70s, and just the fact that technically they didn't have the same capacity as today,
Right.
they just had sometimes low quality. Uh, Scorsese, he's a master. So even in the late 70s, he was able to make really good movies. Goodfellas, Casinos, those were like in the late 70s, 80s. And they were still amazing. But it is true that some directors back then couldn't achieve it, or maybe some studios couldn't achieve that look. And Scarface sometimes does look and feel cheap. But
Mm-hmm.
I think, and this is also unpopular opinion. As a Latino, right? You're part of the Latino community. Al Pacino, he's playing a Cuban guy, right, in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Although I give him respect for nailing what he nailed, it's really like it's fake as fuck. Like that's not how
Yeah.
Cuban, like that's not how a Cuban speaks. So it's very overdone. And but I
Say
understand that
hello to
if
my
you don't
little
know
friend.
if you don't know how a Cuban speaks in Miami, you could hear him and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Great accent.
You know,
But
like
it fucks up because we're from there. We lived there a long time. We know how the Cubans speak, and
I mean, he was close, but it was almost like like an SNL version of it.
it felt forced, like
Like
very
when you see it now, doesn't it seem a little trolly, a little goofy?
yeah
It doesn't
yeah.
seem real. I guess back then it played off because people didn't know it wasn't fake. It wasn't jaded yet. But
Mhm.
now that character looks very phony to me.
I think I didn't get to that point, but from what I remember, I think Michelle Pfeiffer showed her boobs in the movie. I don't
No,
remember.
I
Maybe
don't
I'm
remember.
incorrect,
I'm gonna have to go
but
back. I'm gonna have to go back to
yeah.
check that detail.
When you're 12, 13, 14, you watch this movie for the first time, you see Michelle Pfeiffer's boobs, and you might have a one-on-one time by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, remember, you're 13, 14. You're discovering your body. You're discovering your
Hmm.
sexuality, and
All
you're
of a
trying
sudden,
to
you're like,
and you're
what am I
trying
gonna
to
do with this?
right. I have this thing. It's very hard, and yeah, you start having these experiences, and back then we didn't have the internet and the crazy websites we have today. So you kind of had to really find the opportunity. You know?
Back then, with the internet that we had to tell mom that we were using the internet. We're like, Mom, I'm gonna go online for a few.
Yeah.
Don't be expecting any phone calls.
Right. Mom will give you like some lubrication and like some tissues. Here, son. I mean, Chef Maurice was very open about this with his mom.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, sure.
so and she was happy for him to release the energy. Chef Maurice had a lot of energy as a little boy,
Mm-hmm.
and mainly having to do with trauma from withdrawal from his uncle's presence in his life,
Wow.
who abruptly had to stop seeing him due to things Chef Maurice doesn't remember, and that's how trauma works. And that's why that's why you need to speak with your friends, and
Mm.
whatever it is you went through. Let's say today, because of things that happened in the past, when you fart, it doesn't make a sound because the hole is not tight enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
Right,
that's
right.
if that's your situation, you need to have compassion with your friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if when Robertico farts, it's like dust in the wind,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then we have a problem, but it's okay. And cut.
You know, you know who else had boobs on movies? Anne Hathaway. She showed her breast.
In what movie?
Brokeback Mountain, I believe.
What? Ironic.
Ironic.
I mean, I was looking for the dick. I was looking for the dick.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
think
and then
they
I
also show. I think they show a little ass. I think it was what was his name? Heath Ledger's
Heath
ass.
Ledger. Because I mean, think about it. Your dick is hard. You're expecting Heath Ledger and Gyllenhaal, to hunk each other, right?
Mm.
And then all of a sudden you get Anne Hathaway's boobs. That's a little surprise that I'll take any day of the week.
I think she shows it for maybe a second or two, and then if you hit the right time and you pause it at the right time, you get to see those boobs for a while, and it's good enough.
It's good enough.
At 12 or 13 is good enough.
Okay. Yeah, this reminds me. I mean, this is very much the type of topic that you would talk about in the '90s, and the characters are piece of shit guys, right? So I'm proud of ourselves for that. But it also reminds me of that movie Knocked Up, where part of the premise is that Seth Rogen and his boys are working on a website that tells you the minute in every movie where the celebrities, genitalia are being shown.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
now that you think about it, if they try to make that movie today, they'll be like this fucking misogynistic pieces of shit.
Well, a lot of early 2000 movies would be very hard to make nowadays. Like that one. What else? All the Tom Green movies and shows. They couldn't do that now.
Yeah. I mean, the first American Pie is like they're filming somebody without their consent. I mean, this has so many problems. Not with me, but with the board of directors.
Halle Berry.
Oof.
She shows
Sorry,
her.
I didn't want to.
She shows her boobage in a movie as well. Swordfish. I don't know if you ever saw it. 2001. I don't remember correctly what the movie was about, but Hugh Jackman was there. John Travolta. Don Cheadle.
I mean, now that you're in the topic, that movie Eurotrip, Mika, the German, she shows her boobs.
Yeah, yeah.
Great movie, by the way. You couldn't make it today either. Hey, fun fact. You made out with your sister, dude. That was an amazing movie.
That's an amazing movie. Damn, I miss those times. I miss being 13 and watching those movies.
I remember I watched all those movies in the movie theater being 13, 14, 15. Back in the day when we would skip in the movie theater, we would buy 2 tickets. 7 of us would go in. We'll get 1 bag of popcorn, 1 soda. They were both refillable. And we'll stay there and watch 3 movies. And those movies were great. And nobody had to protect us. We went in there and we saw that. And we turned out to be fairly decent and not very racist.
Well, now that you mention it, what about like video games? Because look at all the like Grand Theft Auto, the video games and Hitman and all this movie or video games that you have to kill people, you have to, punch them and fucking sometimes rape. I don't know. You got to do some weird shit.
Chill.
And then before, I don't know. Some parents were like, "Oh, don't buy that game or don't play that game because you're gonna turn out fucked up." Also, some of those games came out when Columbine happened, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, that kid, he killed people and because he was playing video games."
He fucked it up for the rest of us.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. And then now it's all the time.
now it's all the time. Unfortunately,
It's American pastime.
fuck baseball. Well, same with music. I mean, when I had just recently moved to the United States, Eminem was the real Slim Shady, and I was told not to listen to his music and not to buy his CDs and stuff. But
You
guess
had
what?
Korn, you had Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I mean, late 90s, early 2000s was a very specific time where there was a little bit of hostility in music. That is true. That is true. Now, you mentioned talking about music, right, and how you consume it. These days, it's very rare to see somebody that has headphones that are not Bluetooth. You don't see anybody with wired headphones, right? The only person that has wired headphones in the public transportation system of Madrid, Spain, is your boy right here, Kiko Flow.
How so?
And I get them for the cheapo in the Best Buy equivalent store here in Madrid. And the other day I got 2 pairs of these wired Sony headphones, the little small ones that you plug in your ear, each of them for like €5. I love them. They last long, but they're disposable if you lose them. And I always know where they are. So what is your opinion on this? Because I know that you use Bluetooth headphones. I find it that they're too expensive and too risky if you lose them. What's your take on this?
I'm on the same boat as you. I think they're too expensive. And it's I mean, I've lost and damaged a few, so I would have to rebuy them, and it's quite expensive. But I like the wireless setup. I mean, I don't like to have this shit when I'm talking, and then it's just like knocking my shit off. I remember in high school I used to have my earbuds from Apple when they first came out, and then I used to put them inside my shirt and then just like hanging out.
That was super cool.
Yeah, and that was good because the fucking cable wasn't in the way.
This is the thing, though. Back then, when only wired existed, you didn't know what it felt like to not have wire. So wire was perfect. But then you got used to the Bluetooth, especially Apple users. You have an Apple iPhone. You won't. Yes, iPhones are Apple. You only use WhatsApp when you talk to me and other friends that are immigrants. But mostly Americans use the iChat, right? Or WeChat.
iMessage. Yeah.
iMessage. So you have the thing with the earpods. Do you have earpods from Apple?
Yeah, the AirPods. I do have them. They're expensive. They're nice. I mean, the noise canceling section of it is very good. So I'm down for that. Well, last night I was in a plane back to my home, and one of the sucky parts is that you need to plug it to refill the battery, right? It runs out after 6-7 hours. So this ones were good. It lasted me the whole trip, the whole 6 hours of fucking flying. So it was good. As soon as I landed, I put them away. Now they're recharging. But that sucks. With the wire ones, you just plug it in. That's it.
I just have a thing against. I have a thing against this. I like analog a little more. For example, on my computer PC setup, I have a keyboard and a mouse, and they're gaming equipment, and they're wired because if they're wired, the information goes faster and it's a better response when it comes to gaming and being exact and precise. When it comes to audio, I mean, I do have a caveat here. I recently have some Bluetooth headphones, but the ones that kind of look like the ones I have now. Not the little ones, but over-the-head headphones. And they were Bluetooth, and they were actually very good. They lasted me for like 2 years, and I used to use them in my PC. They weren't great for going out, like exercising, because they were too heavy and big. But for the house, it was cool. I could stand up, move around, go to the kitchen, and still listen to the things. But they stopped working after 2 years. The wire ones, you don't have to charge them. They always work. And I get that it is a little bit annoying now that you know how the wireless works to have some wires. But I say, bro, you know what I say to that? Stop being a little bitch. And appreciate a little bit.
Yeah.
Appreciate the minimalistic essence. Although, ironically, the Bluetooth wireless is more minimalistic because there's less things on it. But I mean like simplistic. And I know that if those headphones get fucked or I lose them, I pay $5 and I get new ones.
I like the ones that I'm wearing now. They were cheap. They work perfect for what I use them for. And then there's no lag. Sometimes with the Bluetooth, there's a little lag.
But the ones you have are wired.
They're wired, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see, you have no lag. Bluetooth sometimes can fuck up if there's like other, signals happening. So I know that there's people out there that are like, hey, Kiko, I understand you come from like an immigrant background. Venezuela is in a certain situation that they're still, an underdeveloped country. You don't know what it is to have an Apple iPhone with, connected to the earphones, to the iWatch, to the butt watch, to the to the
Well,
the
also doesn't
eye hole.
It also doesn't help that Apple just doesn't make the hole for the wire anymore.
Right.
So
and I think that's like racism and xenophobia.
Explain me why.
Okay, because you're pretty much saying, okay, the people that use my phone can only use wired. Bluetooth, and you gotta get my fucking headphones that cost like $200.
Or 3 or 4.
If you want to use your nasty common man wired headphones, get the fuck out of here. You gotta get an adapter that costs $70. Okay, and you shut the fuck up. Okay, if you come here, you learn the language and you don't download WhatsApp.
Well, the thing is that now the adapter goes in the one hole that we have, but then you can't charge your phone at the same time.
No, it's great.
So it's like a lose-lose situation.
Steve Jobs would be fucking happy.
He's happy right now.
Yeah, he's seeing how they complicated things. But I get it. I see the environment they're trying to make. And you know what? At the end of the day, even though I did call them out on it and I said they're racist, okay, I'll take it back. They have their model, right? They have their model. And you know what? I think that you as a company, and you sell your products, you create an environment, you have the right, although it sounds fucked up, you have the right to choose who your customers are. And you could say, you know what? The customers that I want are motherfuckers that are not going to use some wire headphones. And that's, at the end of the day, that's fine. I'm going to give you another example. There's this brand I didn't know about. I recently learned about it from my cousins and sisters that buy clothes and never wear it. Lululemon. It's like a brand, right? That does, I don't know, I think they do like, they're big on like yoga pants. Mm-hmm. Right? And the guy that created it, the founder, he's no longer in the company. He sold it. So he just has like maybe some stake in it, but he doesn't have to do anything with the company. But they asked him like, hey, we see that, in your commercials and shit, you have a certain type of model. You don't have any like plus size women. It's all like skinny girls and certain type of like look and this and that. And he's like, yeah, we make this shit for certain exclusive types of people. And at the end of the day, people need to learn that that's not the same as racism or classism or xenophobia. Dude, it's like, if you're Gucci, you want a certain type of client and you cater to a specific, like these days, luxury is not Louis Vuitton, it's not Coach, it's not Gucci that shows that it's brand. No, what real millionaires buy are clothes that are minimalistic that don't even show the brand. And they're like, the brands are brands you don't even know about. Mm-hmm. So
I wish I was rich.
What I'm saying is, I don't see it bad that as a brand, you try to put out.
So they're basically saying, fuck the fat.
Well, I mean, he said, a little bit, yeah.
Well, how did you feel when you were young and you went to buy American Eagle, and they didn't have fucking shirts for you?
Oh, when I was younger, I thankfully
you were a papi chulo, but
I was a little papi chulo.
I wasn't.
Okay, but thankfully I didn't have that issue when I was younger. Although I wasn't the fittest guy, I could have done a lot better. I should have damaged my pecker a lot more. No, but what I'm saying is, like, for example, today, it is not my style. But if I wanted to go like into Sarah, H&M, Mango, the typical, stores for middle class that you can get little nice shit that makes you look like Ricky Martin back in 2005 before he was gay. I cannot fucking go to those stores because even if I get triple X, it doesn't fit me. Especially because I live in Europe, right?
They're like slim triple X. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I'm X at this moment because I haven't been productive. I haven't kept to my promises, and I'm super fat right now. I wear XL.
Okay.
I've worn L in the recent times, but I'm XL US. XL in Europe doesn't fit me. It's like a medium. So I need to go like triple XL. And imagine you go into a store and you're like, hi, do you have this thing in the size of a fucking bed sheet that I can just wrap around? Hi, do you
And they
have...
look at you fucking weird.
Do you have textiles in the back that you can cut? You just give me a chunk of textile. I just wrap it around myself like a fucking seal. Is that what you want from me? So all I'm saying is, there's a lot of stores that I cannot buy clothes from. Am I gonna go cry to them? Be like, hey Sarah, why don't you make this shit in 4XL?
Well, now they're doing that. Now they're adding more sizes for.
I think that fucks it up. I think that is actually disrespectful.
You think?
Bro, there's type of clothes that I cannot wear and that I shouldn't be able to wear. I need to earn the right to wear it. It's like when I'll put the example on the other end. When a girl that shouldn't be wearing something is wearing it. And I don't want to get detailed because people are going to be like, hey, you're misogynistic.
Sometimes I wish you gave more detail.
No, but you can
this
imagine.
This is one of those instances.
I mean, let's just say the container is too small for the amount of goodness that you need to fit in there.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I'm all into the chunky. When I used to eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when I was back in the greatest empire of Earth, the US of A, grape jelly and chunky peanut butter. So I'm into the chunks. If I get Chips Ahoy, I get chocolate chunks.
Okay.
I like the chunks. But I'm saying you cannot fit that chunks in everything. You need the right textiles, right?
Yeah. Why do you think this happens? Why do you think the chunky don't get the right size?
Okay, the first thing is because I think no, here talking out of my ass. The women's clothes empire depends on making everybody feel that they could wear that shit. And I feel like there's not enough realness where it's like, hey, by the way, you cannot buy here. You need to go to the Gap or whatever the fuck, I don't know.
The plus size store.
Yeah.
Big and Tall. That's the name of the store. Big and Tall.
I mean, I think they should come up with like a better name. like that makes it less of a thing to go there.
Yeah. I've never been, and I'm a big guy.
Like I can imagine an independent black woman that's overweight and wants to like have a movement, creates a store where she sells oversized clothes and calls it Shunkalicious.
There is a store called Juicylicious or
word?
Something like that. Or there's one that's called Juicy Couture, I think.
You see? We need to flip it. Like you can be a guy's store for fat boys. You call it Big Poppies.
Well, I mean, that's the same premise as Big and Tall, right?
No, but Big Papi sounds gangster, bro. and the designs are different. You go in there, they made things that are catered to you that you're gonna look good in.
You know what? What was good when we went to high school and then all the baggy clothes were in style. So the triple X for some would be a nice large, extra large for others. So maybe we need to start heading that way. The big G Unit shirt,
Exactly. Sean
Sean
John,
John.
Jenko jeans.
Yeah. Good
You
times,
get
huh?
me? You get me?
Good times.
We're getting old, bro. Life is gonna end at one point. No, no, later, very much later in the life.
What?
What the hell? What is he talking about? No, but I'm just saying. Yeah, like that was an era, and I do think that bringing back the baggy clothes. Remember the shorts, long shorts with a bunch of bags, cargo pants, in case you need a space for shit.
Did you ever use the extra storage?
I did because I actually took pride in leaving my house without book bag, nothing, and I just had everything in my pockets, and I just felt cool about it. I look
Yeah.
back now and I'm like, that looked very horrible. I look very bad in those clothes.
Yeah, I remember some guys just one pen, a bunch of papers, like notebook papers, just bunch up in one of the pocket holes, and that's it. Live life easy.
You could put a little cheeseburger on one of the pockets.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you could. You know what you could fit in there, depending on the cargo pants you had, a whole bag of Little Caesars breadsticks.
That's very specific. I feel like you have done that.
Yeah, that was part of my,
Okay.
modus operandi. And you would go into the movie theaters with the popcorn, and then you could just sneak in the little breadsticks, bro. Man, if you went to the theaters at 16, 17-year-olds with Stephanie from math class, and in the middle of watching Eurotrip, for example, you pull out breadsticks, and you even brought the little sauce,
In the other pocket.
the little marinara sauce.
She was giving you head.
I didn't want to say it, but Stephanie,
She was getting finger blasted that day.
she's coming through because she's like, this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. If I was Stephanie, I was like, yo, for real, I'll suck you dick. Like, what's good? You brought the breadsticks and the sauce?
Doug, pull
That's
your pants down, I'll
crazy.
suck you up.
That's crazy.
I'll suck that dick up.
I mean, I've gotten shit for much less than that. Imagine coming through
Yeah.
with them breadsticks. And then after you tell her, hey, don't worry, when we get out of here, I got you with the actual, like, pepperoni pizza from Little
The
Caesars.
pizza. The $5 pizza.
The $5 pizza, and we'll eat it in the parking lot, and then we'll go back in my car, we'll go to the park, and we'll do a little finger blasting session. For shits and
Damn,
giggles.
Stephanie had a good Friday night.
And she was well fed, which is important.
Yeah. Once she got home, Mama's like, "Are you hungry?" And she'll be like, "Fuck no, Mom."
No, mama, I've been fed. I've been taken care of, mama. By the little that little Latino boy that has no papers.
I found me a good old boy.
I found me a little good Mexican boy. He's from Mexico. No, he's Venezuelan, but they're all the same.
Oh shit,
Mama, I found me an illegal enemy. He has a big old dick. He's not circumcised. It's weird. He looks like a fucking.
Shout out to Mr. H for being a racist prick.
Whoa, that was out of left field.
No, it just brought back memories about
And,
Mr.
and,
H.
and if you're gonna talk about them, say their names. That's Mr.
No,
Holden.
no.
That's Mr. Holden.
Yeah, he was racist.
He was racist against Mexicans and Venezuelans.
Or
But
Latino.
but
Anyways.
I got no hate.
No,
I got no hate for Mr. Holden. God damn it. Okay.
and so Stephanie was well fed.
Well, for taken
we-
care of.
We pleasure ourselves watching boobies in the early 2000s. wireless headphones are better than no wire headphones or
Right.
Bluetooth headphones.
Wireless.
That's what I learned today.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to say to Mr. Holden before we leave?
I wonder where he's at. What county jail is he's at right now?
That's fucked up, bro. All right. Well, that's a hatred that you can carry.
Much love, Mr. H.
Chef Maurice, well, directly from the kitchen, literally. This is Kiko Flow Cervantes. Thank you for tuning in. We're on all platforms, and yeah, send us in, your questions. The other day I saw our reviews that we have on Spotify, 3.7 out of 5 stars. Who do you think will leave us a piece of shit rating like that? I understand our English is not the best. We have an accent, but come on, dude.
We're trying here, man.
We're trying to give you the fucking, the real skis. And you give us like a shitty review like that. And that had to be like somebody gave a 5-star, another person gave a 5-star, and then somebody gave like a 2-star.
Damn.
What a piece of shit person is that, man?
No, just keep
Mr.
listening.
So
Keep listening. We're getting better.
So on iTunes, please, if you could please give us a 5-star rating so that it can compensate for the pieces of shit that gave us bad reviews, which I don't know what for. It's not like we give the news here. We're just fucking telling you the real skis every week, dog. Coming through. I got a star in my eye. And I just noticed this today. I went into the ratings. I'm trying to do the whole administration, right? And what do I see? A 3.7 star rating because we got a 4.6 on Spotify, which I was already mad about. I was like, who the fuck is giving us bad reviews here? But at 3.7 on iTunes, that hurts me. In the anus hard. So I need a little bit of fucking understanding out there. Help a motherfucker out. Me and Chef Maurice are really trying. Chef Maurice hasn't found a job in 6 months. We need this shit to work. We're putting out like 17 clips a day.
We're working hard for you guys.
What the fuck do you want? No, but that's all for real. Please send in your questions. Leave your comments. We love you. Take care. Have a little fun and play around with it. Touch it sometimes. Touch it.